You've done everything right. Your content ranks on Google. Your SEO is solid. But when someone asks ChatGPT for a recommendation in your space, you don't exist. That's not a bug, by the way. That's a different game with different rules. And right now, most people don't even know they are losing it. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why search engines like Google and AI tools like Perplexity, ChatGPT, or Gemini want different things from your content. Not surface level tips, but the actual mechanisms underneath. Once you see how AI recommendations work, you'll know how to show up in both places, and you'll realize the fix is simpler than you think. I'm Guney, by the way. I lead AI model development programs at Google. I spent the last 20 years building information systems at global scale, and today, I will tell you why they are designed the way they are. What I'm about to share isn't theory. It's what's happening right now. And if you're still trying to optimize for search engines alone, you're falling behind. Just ChatGPT alone hit 900 million weekly users last month and processes 2.5 billion prompts every day. Over 1 billion people now use AI tools monthly, and 47% of the brands still have no strategy for this. That gap won't last long, so today, we'll cover how you can close that in 4 parts. I'll start with how Google search actually works, and I mean the mechanisms, not the tactics. Then I'll show you how AI recommendations work differently. From there, we'll get into what AI systems actually look for when deciding what to cite. And I'll finish with how to show up in both places without creating twice the content. Most people treat SEO and GEO as separate strategies. By the end, you'll see there are 2 expressions of the same principle. Let's start with what you already know, but maybe haven't thought about it this way. Google is a retrieval system. You type a query, Google searches its index, retrieves pages that match your keywords, and ranks them by signals like backlinks, authority, and relevance. The keyword is retrieval here. Google search doesn't understand your content. It matches patterns. Keywords in your title, keywords in your headers, keywords in your backlinks. The more signals that match, the higher you rank. This is why SEO became a game of optimization. You stuff the right keywords, build the right backlinks, and structure your pages so that Google's crawler can read them. It's pattern matching at scale, really. And it worked. Still works. For 25 years, this has been the game. If you wanted to be found, you optimized for retrieval. But here's what's changing. Someone asks Google a question. They get a list of links, 10 blue results. They click one, read it, and decide if it answered their question. If not, they go back and try another. If you think about it, the user does the synthesis. Google just retrieves. That distinction is about to matter a lot. Retrieval was the only game for decades, but there's a new player now, and it doesn't work the same way at all. When you ask ChatGPT a question, something fundamentally different happens. ChatGPT doesn't retrieve a list and hand it to you. It synthesizes. It reads multiple sources, extracts the relevant pieces, and assembles an answer. You don't get 10 links, you get one response that already did the work for you. This is a different mechanism, and it changes everything about what makes content valuable. Here's a stat that shows the difference. The average Google search is 3.4 words. The average ChatGPT prompt is 60 words. People give AI more context because they expect more back. They're not looking for a list of options. They want the answer. Think about what retrieval rewards: keywords, backlinks, technical structure. These are signals that help a crawler find and rank your page. Now think about what synthesis rewards: clarity, comprehensiveness, direct answers to specific questions. These are the qualities that help an AI understand and cite your content. Same content, but different criteria entirely. Here is research that should get your attention. Princeton found that 32% of AI citations come from comparison articles. Not the highest ranking pages, not the biggest brands, but content that directly compares options and explains trade-offs. When AI is assembling an answer, it's looking for content that already did the thinking. Content that's structured for understanding, not just for ranking. There's a term for optimizing this new game: GEO, which stands for Generative Engine Optimization. And it's not just a buzzword. It describes a real shift in how discovery works. SEO asks, how do I rank higher? GEO asks, how do I get cited? Different question, different strategy. So, if AI systems work through synthesis instead of retrieval, what exactly are they looking for? What makes content citable? Here's what the research shows. AI systems prioritize content that is semantically clear, factually dense, and directly answers specific questions. Let me break that down. First, let's talk about semantic clarity. AI doesn't match keywords. It understands concepts. If your content is filled with jargon or vague phrasing, the AI has trouble extracting meaning. If your content uses plain language and explains concepts directly, the AI can parse it and use it. Traditional SEO taught you to stuff keywords. GEO rewards you for being understood. Number 2, fact density. AI systems are looking for content they can cite with confidence. That means statistics, specific numbers, and named sources. The research suggests aiming for one concrete data point every 150 to 200 words, not because AI counts your facts, but because fact-dense content signals expertise. And AI models are trained to favor authoritative sources. Here's a concrete example. Sites with 250,000 or more referring domains are 5 times more likely to be cited by ChatGPT than sites with 200. Authority still matters. It just shows up differently. Number 3, direct answers. When someone asks a question, AI looks for content that actually answers it, not content that teases the answer, but buries it under paragraphs of context. This is the opposite of how many people were taught to write for SEO. Traditional advice that builds suspense. Keep readers scrolling. Put the answers at the end. AI doesn't care about scroll depth. It cares about whether your content directly addresses the question. Here's the irony nobody is talking about. What optimizes for AI also optimizes for humans. Clear language, specific facts, and direct answers. These aren't tricks, they are good communication. They are what your audience actually wants. For years, SEO pushed people toward keyword stuffing and engagement bait. GEO, though, pushes you towards clarity and substance. The incentives are finally aligned. So, how do you actually apply this? How do you show up both in Google search and ChatGPT without creating twice the content? The good news is you don't need 2 separate strategies. You need one strategy that serves both systems. Here's how to think about it. Step 1. Lead with answers, not teasers. Whatever question your content addresses, answer it in the first 40 to 60 words. Then spend the rest of the piece explaining, supporting, and expanding. This works for Google search because it improves user experience metrics. Bounce rate drops when people find what they are looking for fast. This works for AI because it makes your content citable. The answer is right there, ready to be synthesized. Step 2. Add fact density. Go through your content and look for claims without evidence. Then add specific numbers, percentages, timeframes, or sources. Not because you're optimizing for AI, but because specific claims are more credible than vague ones. By the way, this is just good writing, and it happens to be exactly what AI systems are looking for. Step 3. Structure for extraction. Use clear headers that describe what each section contains. Use short paragraphs. Use lists when you're comparing options. AI systems parse your content into chunks. If your structure is clear, those chunks are more useful. If your structure is muddy, the AI skips you for a source that's easier to process. Here's what happens when you get this right. AI visitors spend 68% more time on websites than organic search visitors. They're not browsing. They're there because AI sent them with intent. And 71% of Americans now use AI search to research purchases. This isn't future speculation. This is current behavior. Here's a practical workflow you can test. Start with research. Before you create, use a tool like Perplexity to see what's already being cited for your topic. Perplexity pulls from live sources, so you see what's working right now, not what worked when other models were trained. Write with GEO criteria in mind. Lead with answers, add specific facts, and structure clearly. Use ChatGPT or Claude to help you draft. But don't let the AI make it generic. Your perspective and your expertise are what makes you citable. After you publish, test it. Ask ChatGPT the question your content answers. See if you show up. If not, look at what did get cited and figure out what they have that you don't. This isn't complicated at all. It's just intentional. and most people aren't doing it yet. Let me pull this all together now. Here's the mental model. Google asks, can I find this? AI asks, can I use this? Finding is about signals, keywords, backlinks, and structure. Using is about substance, clarity, facts, direct answers. If you build for use, you get found as a side effect. Build for finding alone, and AI skips you entirely. That's the whole framework. 3 criteria: semantic clarity, fact density, direct answers. 1 workflow: research, create, validate. And 1 principle underneath it all: be useful first. I've spent 20 years watching information systems change, by the way. Search engines, social media platforms, content algorithms, they all follow the same pattern. Someone figures out how to game it. Everyone copies. The platform adjusts, repeat, an endless arm race between creators and systems. This one feels different, not because AI is new, because for the first time, what works for system is the same thing that works for people. The algorithm and the audience finally want the same thing. That alignment doesn't happen often, and when it does, it rewards the people who move first. Not because they are gaming anything, but because they stopped trying to. A year from now, GEO won't be an advantage. It'll be the baseline. The question is whether you are ahead of the curve or you're behind it. If you found this useful, don't forget to subscribe. I'd love to hear from you. So drop a comment below and let me know what you think. As always, see you in the next one.